So this is the week 3 vlog, and this week we talked about like the ambush advertising and the whole situation with the garbage mountain falling and stuff. But I'm gonna focus on the AHA with the first discussion because I understood that one a lot better, and as the whole thing is an AHA for me because I didn't even consider that necessarily being a form of advertisement, even though it makes a lot of sense and it's probably really going on more often than I think in society. But I didn't ever think necessarily that people were paid actors. If like my friend says something to me of, oh, I bought this new camera and blah blah blah, but like it makes sense that like, oh, at a tourist place every so often they'd advertise this camera to somebody that they think would potentially buy it, which is pretty smart. I'm not gonna like deny that. Like, if you're aware of it, you're gonna feel more violated and more attacked. And a lot of people seem to agree with me on that. I know Jerry agreed with me of if I knew it was a paid actor instead of just thinking it was a stranger telling me in good intention, it would change my mind immediately. It's like when you see all the drug commercials, you're like seeing, oh, all the good stuff, and then they say very fast, very quietly, and in very small print that you can't read, all the side effects, all the bad parts. They're gonna hide all the bad parts, but legally they're not supposed to, but they can tell you all the good and hide the bad as much as they can. So if this tactic becomes more popular, the consumer has to take it upon themselves to do the research of, okay, I heard all this good about it. You have to take it upon yourself to research the bad. Whenever I find a product, I'm just cheap. So the other day I went to buy a hammock, like one with the bug net on top, just cheap hammock that I can bring over the summer. So I saw this one company, I saw this cool one, it was $50, but without any of the extra stuff. It was literally just the net and the little thing you sit in. You had to buy the tree straps separately, you had to buy like the bag separately and all this stuff. So it was $50 for like nothing. So then I went on Amazon and I see that, oh, Amazon sponsored this one, but it wasn't the best quality. So like Amazon's word is just whoever's paying them the most, they'll support. But that's why you have reviews. So I bought one with like 2,000 reviews, 4.5 stars. Like, you have to do your own research no matter what anyone says. It's just in the sense of advertising, it's just annoying that everyone's constantly harassing you to buy something because you don't want to waste your money on things you don't need, but at the same time you want to buy stuff that you want. So you would rather, oh, I would like to purchase a hammock, so I'll go look for a hammock. The only reason I bought a hammock is because I was scrolling on Instagram and they were like, oh, because they're always watching what we want, they probably heard me mention a hammock the other day. It's like, here's a hammock, and then made me think of it because they're always pushing, finding new ways to push whatever product you might potentially want that make it seem better and then make you want it. Because I bought the hammock and it wasn't all that it lived up to be, but like, I bought a hammock and now I have a hammock. I'm not gonna return it because I'm gonna use it, but there's no sense in me having a hammock. There was no reason for me to buy it. So the ambush thing is like good for business, not good for the consumer necessarily. Could be leading them in the wrong way or leading them to waste money that they don't need to be just because there's some upsides to this product. It's making them not waste their money, but kind of convincing them to buy something at the wrong time, like sooner than they would want it or need it. Like the tourist with the camera, like they would have bought the camera for the trip if they wanted it. Some people just want their phone. The new iPhones are like, great, you don't need to buy a camera unless you want a camera. So this guy going out of the way to be promoting this camera, like, great for business, totally smart tactic, like, oh, look at how great my pictures are. But the other person would have been perfectly fine with the pictures they took on their phone without being pushed to believe like, oh, now I need this to be just as good as this person. So the AHA for me was kind of just being aware that this is happening. And at first I was like, actually, like, because I'm a very anxiety ridden person, first it kind of put pressure on me of, wow, they really are watching everything I do. They really are trying to plant stuff in my brain. Like, in that sense, like, ignorance is bliss, whatever. Do your own research if you're gonna buy something. Like, in the consumer world, like, buy what you want, not what other people tell you to. Do your research on it. Take ads as they are. Try to ignore them as much as you can, pretty much. It's the best advice I have.